Okay, who will sit here? I will. Okay, what you're going to do is turning the patient. Okay, so before turning the patient should cross the hands. And this one leg should be here. And you will assist. Okay, once before she turns, you will assist there. Okay, how you want to turn? Okay, hold here. And then turn there. And how the body mechanics? Straight.
Diba?
Underneath.
Pillow.
Okay, straight. Yes. Count ha. Don't forget to count 1, 2, 3, and then turn the patient.
Ma'am, natatanggalin mo yung pillow.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Oo.
Bend
the legs.
Bend the legs. Like that. One, two. Okay, that one. And you put here. So. Okay, you have to hold here. I'm going to place pillow on her head. Okay, and then another one is right.
Bless you.
And then you're going to get sa
Side
raise.
side raise.
Be careful now.
Yep.
Okay, this one also. Here. Okay, again. One more. Wow. I'll go to. Oh, yun yung whispering. Okay, body mechanics. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Okay. Oh, what's next?
I'm just going to read it out.
Okay. Alright, so if the patient is a little bit heavier, what are we going to do next?
Two
Nurses on the
both
sides. On the sides.
And then the side rails should be up.
Here, then two nurses should roll the patient, or should turn the patient on the other side. Okay, how to do that? What's the position of the head? Okay, what's the position of the legs? Okay? Alright? No. Right? Here. Okay, count. Out of 3.
Yung hand ni... Oo. Yung hand niya.
The hand is wrong. Don't hold the patient here.
Yep.
Okay? Here. You have to roll again. Are you okay, ma? You're not feeling dizzy, right? Are you sure you're not feeling dizzy? Okay.
Ma'am, yeah or not yet?
Here.
Yeah.
Yes. So, body mechanics, bend your legs a little bit. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Okay. And then, yeah, the other one. Yes. Okay, and this one is here. Okay? It's very easy, right? Yes.
Please, I want to ask a question. Is it good to hold the patient's head here or the neck?
Don't hold the patient first. Like what you need. It's appropriate. Okay? Never hold the patient. Are you okay, ma'am? Okay. Next, thank you for your participation, ma'am. Okay, next. This is very seasonal. So what you're going to do first is you have to put pillow on the patient's leg. Okay, before turning. Okay, the arms. arm should be cross. Okay?
From outside.
So, what you're going to do is, you're going to hold with lag roll position. I think hawakan mo. Okay? Ganun siya. Okay? Ikaw, nagulak ko siya.
One, two, three.
And then, dito, okay, put the side ko. Okay, sige po. Bigyan mo na siya. 1 kilo on the neck. 1 here. Last one, legs. Okay.
Okay ka lang?
Right, that is lag rolling. Oh, who want to try? Sino pa gusto? No, just basically, just very close. Wait, I'll get privacy data. Okay, so you're going to put this one here. Okay, this. Yes. So now you're going to put it down. You need to roll this one. Okay, from here to here. Right? Like that. Like that. So before putting that, of course, what's the position of the patient? Cross. Remove this one. Yes. Okay. The foot. If you're going to transfer the patient on that side, the foot should be pointing on that side. Okay, this is the foot. I want to transfer the patient on the side. The foot should be here. Alright?
Okay.
Yes, like that. Okay, so put this one here. Okay, this is the draw sheet. So put this one. Now we're going to transfer on the side. Yes, we're going to put the draw sheet. Okay, so on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now place the patient supine position and then transfer again here. Oops, the foot.
The foot.
The foot. Alright. Okay. So here. Here. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, and then place the patient supine position. Now what you're going to do next is you're going to put the patient up in bed. Okay, so what is the position of the head and the feet? Okay, so like this. Alright. So like this. Okay. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, good. Okay. You can do this. Yes. Don't forget to tell the patient to lift the head up before you're going to pull the patient up. Okay. So what is the basic body mechanics? What's the feet? Like that. Okay. The pressure is going there. Alright.
You're not turning to do
Hindi. Naka-relax na yung paa niya. So,
Robert.
Robert.
Feet
Should be supine. Relax.
No. Patient
Patient.
Patient feet.
Okay, ready?
Okay, move this. Move this. Lift your
Natok mo yung jacket.
It's okay? Okay. Only slide ha. You are not going to lift the patient.
Just slide.
Slide only. Alright? Okay, don't forget to inform the
This is not
patient.
with friction.
This is draw sheet. Okay. So, the feet. Feet. Okay. Alright. So, don't forget to tell the patient to move, to lift their head. Okay, on the count of 3, ma, please lift your head up. Okay. So on the count of 3, slide the patient up. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Position your head. Okay, slide. Let's see. Ganun siya. Yes. Alright. So, is it heavy?
No.
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Ganun siya. Okay, yes.
your head. Okay.
Body mechanics. Okay.
Ay, most.
At the count of 3 and 1,
Give me that.
2, 3.
Oh. Are you okay?
Kita mo yung pag-lift na lift, no?
Yeah, only slide.
Slide na.
What you did was
Lift.
You're not really busy, ma'am. Okay, sit firm. Dito. Okay, so the draw sheet must be here at on the side level. Here and here. Okay? Yes, the draw sheet. Okay? So talk to the patient.
Mom, we are going to shift you in bed.
Body mechanics.
We are going to shift you in bed. At the count of 3, we are going to lift your head.
Okay, very good.
1, 2, 3.
Please.
Yan.
So, yes. Okay? So, let's bed. Okay, who would want to try? Who want to try? Oh, who will be the patient?
Ay, mas...
Esther, come here.
Kasi mag-start.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you going to do?
Huwag mahulog. Yes.
Okay. So next. Roll the draw sheet.
Roll the brush. Position.
Okay. So position your feet. Body mechanics. No, it's not like that.
Front.
Abed,
Should be.
Abed, my sister na ba choco?
In the hospital, you are not allowed to wear this one because this one is beginning. Okay. Like this. Alright? So your pressure must be like this. Okay? Straight.
Lift your
Wait,
head.
no, your body mechanics. Okay, position.
1, 2.
You're done at that.
1, 2, 3.
Ayaw mo nagbubuhat.
One, two, three.
Okay, you will try.
Down a little bit.
Balik ka talaga siya.
One.
Ma'am, yung body mechanics. Mali. Feet is, yes, correct. Yes.
Good.
Okay, let's see. Your pressure is up. Okay, you forgot to inform the patient to receive it. Cross arm. 3.
Blood pressure is good. Blood pressure is good.
Okay, so the draw sheet must be from here and here. Okay? Here and here.
Kaya mo yan, Karen.
Okay, mom. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, I wish now for this.
RN, LPN, NAP, or other staff member. The assistants in the following video are actually RNs. After performing hand hygiene and ensuring privacy, introduce yourself to the patient. Then identify the patient using 2 identifiers.
I'm gonna check your name again here. Can you tell me your first and last name? Sue Reed,
And your date of birth?
5/23/55.
Okay. We've got Dieter and Teresa here to help us transfer you. We're gonna get you ready now.
To transfer a patient from a bed to a stretcher, obtain a slide board or other friction-reducing device and secure the help of 2 assistants. A third assistant may be used, if needed, to support the patient's head and neck during the transfer. Raise the bed and position 2 assistants on the side of the bed to which the patient will be turned, while you remain on the other side. Make sure the bed breaks are locked. Lower the head of the bed as much as the patient can tolerate. Support the patient's head while you remove the pillow. Next, lower the side rails on the bed. Then cross the patient's arms over her chest and help her cross her ankles.
On the count of 3, we're gonna roll you towards us. 1, 2, 3.
On the count of 3, turn the patient onto her side toward the 2 assistants, moving her as a unit in a smooth, continuous motion. Slip the sideboard under the waterproof pad. Then gently roll the patient back onto the slide board. Adjust her position to center her weight on the board. Now line up the stretcher with the bed and lock the brakes on the stretcher. Stand on the side of the bed without the stretcher. Make sure the other 2 assistants are positioned on the opposite side of the stretcher. If you like, position an additional assistant at the head of the bed to support the patient's head and neck. On the count of 3, pull the slide board with the patient onto the stretcher.
We're gonna go all the way over. 1, 2, 3.
Then position the patient in the center of the stretcher and remove the slide board from under her.
Count of 3, we're gonna pull you over and take the slide board out from underneath you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and back down.
Raise the side rails on the stretcher. Raise the head of the stretcher if doing so is not contraindicated, and cover the patient with a blanket. Perform hand hygiene. As part of your follow-up care, monitor the patient's vital signs. Note her response to the transfer, and ask if she had any pain during the move from the bed to the stretcher. Record the procedure, including any pertinent observations, such as signs of weakness and the patient's ability to follow directions and assist. Inform the next shift or other caregivers of any assistance that might be needed.
Okay, so that is moving a person to a stretcher. Okay, so how's your back? Everything is okay? You
Okay.
don't have any back pains?